And at this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage Mariana Grisales, who will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in alarm, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Emilio, coaching staff, faculty, current students, family, friends, and graduating seniors, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the ES International School class of 2018. As I look through the crowd, I see so many familiar and welcoming faces of both the ASC and the ESIS family. This kind of reminds me of my wedding day, where I looked out into the crowd and I was surprised that I knew everyone there. And I think they were all happy for the ceremony that is being celebrated. So we at ASC and ESIS are a family. I think we're a tight family that knows each other very well. We have our ups and downs, but we go through things as a family. And as you guys will see, that you will always be part of this family, whether you're here for 4 years or for 1 year. Each summer, more and more, you're seeing members of the previous classes come. I think one of them said, I think about this place almost every day. And I hope that during your time here, whether it was 4 years or 1 year, that you felt well taken care of, and that you thought that, this is a place that you left something to become part of it. So I was reflecting on this school year, and I've been told that I have a great memory, but as my role of school director, sometimes I want to put that on the side and not try to remember too many things. I was thinking that if I just close my eyes and open again, that was about the time span it felt that we were here last August to now. But to really have that time span such a short amount of time, wouldn't we really be respectful of all the hard work and the challenges that you had to come through over this year. This year was full of many challenges, socially, academically, meteorologically. I mean, how many early mornings? How many mornings were people waking up at 5:30, 6 o'clock? Over 200 of them. How many times were you there on the court and that second hour, you had Coach Lucas in your face or another coach trying to get more out of you. How many times did I leave that classroom, D open upstairs for people to work past normal study hall hours, be there till 9:30, 10:30, past 11 o'clock at night, and then still waking up next morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock, be on the court. Think about those sacrifices that you did. I will always remember them. You should remember them as well. You should remember those blisters that you have on your hand from all those, the swings with the racket, or the blisters from writing those essays in Dr. Brisson or Mrs. Henderson's classes. Learning citations. That was one of the first battles you had early in the year. I heard time and time again, why? What is this for? In September, we had one of our biggest challenges when Hurricane Irma came, but it didn't knock us out though. Then some of you went over to Puerto Rico and then Hurricane Maria came. But when I think about those times, I don't think about the 2 weeks plus without electricity. Only missed school for 1 week. I got you guys back in there after 1 week. So about 5 days before the public schools were reopened. But I think about the effort you guys put in, trying to go back into the norm, practicing on the course that we had available, going into the school, getting the work done, keep advancing. You will face bigger obstacles than Hurricane Irma in your life, and you should take the lesson that you can work to overcome them. You're going to face bigger obstacles than a Dr. Brisson exam, and the AP Calculus exam, than Manuel having to write all those essays in your 2 literature classes. You're going to face bigger obstacles there, but think about the times when you dug in, when you joyfully came to those Sunday study halls. Tricia, you were constant. I even put you in charge of 1 or 2. Such a constant there. Think about those times when you put in that hard work and how you overcame those obstacles. If you think back in August, we started with 11 seniors, and here we have 11 seniors who are graduating. All 11 are going to college. 10, I believe, have plans to continue playing tennis in college, and 1 has plans to making a big change in the world. So when I give you congratulations, remember that I put up a sign. I don't think if you guys noticed it, but it said the message, resist the path of least resistance. Resist the path of least resistance. And I think all of you did that during your time here at ES International School and Academy Sanchez-Casal. When I was a senior, I could wake up around 7:15, shower quickly, and get to school just in time. There were some times when I wasn't playing sports, I'd be home at 3:15. You guys didn't have that. You guys were grinding. Grinding. School, tennis, SAT, college applications, communicating with each other, with your parents. These kids chose the path of least resistance. And when they go on to college, hopefully as student athletes continue to choose the path of least resistance and surround yourselves with people who will continue to challenge you, because that's where you'll grow the most. Maybe that teacher's who the toughest, or the friend who talks about your inconsistencies. These are the people who really care about you because probably trying to get the most out of you, making you grow the most. The coach that's a little light on you is not as good as the coach who's going to be pushing you like Coach Lucas does. Keep people like this around you. You do not want to be comfortable all the time. Growth is linked to being uncomfortable. We said that various times around the school year. If you're all comfortable in your shell, you're not really growing. You want to be like that crab or locust or some other invertebrate. They grow, but then they get into their shell and they're being uncomfortable. They have to break through it. You have to sometimes embrace that. You have to find your moment and know that I'm uncomfortable, I don't like this, I wish I could go back into my comfortable little shell, but no, you have to say, I know this is good for me. I know it's like when you drink those shakes that don't taste very good. Maybe it's good for you. That person who's telling me what I'm doing wrong, but supporting me at the same time, they're the person I really need to listen to. They're taking the time out of their own lives to try to help me. You had that from your teachers, your coaches, your friends. And continue to surround yourself with people like that. This is just the opening speech. We have many people giving speeches today, so I'm going to keep things short. And I'd just like to thank a few people who helped this become a great year in the 2017-18 academic year. First, I'd like to thank Emilio for being the founder of the Academy Sanchez-Casal, for providing the structure and putting the importance on education. Emilio is a friend of the school, a friend of education. He knows that education is a vital part of their lives, just as in tennis. And Emilio sees tennis also as a way of educating them about struggling, sacrificing, and building up on their hard work. So thank you, Emilio. To steal a line from Yang Hu, Coach, I'd like to thank Coach Lucas. Thank you, Coach Lucas. In the Spanish classes, I mean, not only was she teaching them about American history and Spanish, but really ethics and values were a major part of their class. Thank you, Reina, for joining us this year as well. I think you had a very difficult position starting in the second semester, and I think the students just learned how much hard work you put into your classes, and how much, how knowledgeable you are, and that your final goal wasn't for them just having a good time, but actually learning French language. I think you won them over in the end. I'd also like to thank my wife at this time, who's been supporting me this entire year. I got 3 years here at the ESIS International School in Naples, Florida, and thank you very much, Susan. So we have 11 graduates giving speeches this year, so it's about time we move on. And next I'd like to introduce our next speaker, who's the founder of the Academy Sanchez-Casal. He's the winner of an Olympic silver medal at the Seoul Games. He's a 3-time Grand Slam doubles champion and captain of the Spanish Davis Cup team that won the 2008 championship, Emilio Sanchez-Casal.
This is tough. Speaking after that is not so easy. And I was surprised because every year I came here trying to do a speech with my heart, not prepared. And my wife for a year, did you prepare the speech for the graduation? And I said, yes, I've been preparing this for 5 days. But the problem is that when you let your wife do the declaration here, she gets rid of the atrium. So then I'm sitting here with these papers. There is nowhere to put them. And I didn't check it before, so I trust her, and then now I have to be here. And it's very important for me to do it well this year, because every year I forget people, and it's not fair that I forget the people that make this happen. And they deserve a bit of credit from what they have done. I was having lunch the other day with one of the parents, and he was telling me how important it was to have a team, and how important it was to choose well the team and to have people better than you around you, because that makes you improve and that makes you grow. And when I started to prepare this speech, I started to count the number of people that I have to thank. And then I realized that we have 44 students, we have 11 graduates, but we have more than that employees. So I think it's a big plus for them. They don't realize that they have more employees in this facility than students. And I think that's something that they don't value, because they don't see them together. And they don't sometimes interact with them. But you guys have a full team of incredible people behind you. And today is your success. But as we always tell you in the court, your success is our success. So we are very happy for you guys that you make this bigger step and go ahead. So, I'm not gonna forget no one. We are working 365 days a year. We work 24 hours, 7 days a week. So it's not easy. And when parents come, I always tell them, okay, we do pretty well the tennis, and we practice 4 or 5 hours a day. We do okay as well the physical, and we do okay the mental. We do very well the school, as we can see, and that's another 5 hours a day. So that's a total of nine hours a day, but the day has 24 hours. So the biggest challenge for us is to overview these kids the other 13 hours. And that's the biggest success that we have with all the people, because they don't only do their job, but they care for these kids. And I think the biggest applause we have to get today is for the staff. So the people you never see, maybe the parents, because you get some messages for the morning, Eric, Hannah, and Maria, thank you. In operations, the team, Rogelio and Xavi, which they never split each other, but together they multiply themselves and make it more than 2, but 4 people. They are surrounded by, I think, an amazing people like Pablo and Camilo Senior, that they take care of all this facility, and that's a big challenge, and they deserve also a big applause. They've been in a lot of tournaments together, as well with Lucas, and I want to thank also the volunteers and the members that they help them in those tournaments as well. We have a lot of new people as well. We're trying to find the best team, people from the front desk, and Martin, Cici, Darling, Claudia, Corbin, and China, the wife from Laflan. That he's been here almost 6 years and I still don't know her name, so because he always calls her China. But I'm thanking them so much, because they are always here and they give their heart for this facility. We have, as well as you see, pretty good staff on the maintenance and the cleaning team of Marlene, Jaime, Wendy, Digna, Paula, and Carmen, and they're doing an incredible job. Food and beverage. To give food to people from 25 different countries is not so easy. So we have most of the times complaints about the food, but I think that our team, led by Simona with Luis, Lady, and Veronica, and Lynn, I think that they are doing an outstanding job. The best person that defends the food and beverage team is Lucas, because he always said this is the best food at very, very, very convenient price. So he's the number one on that. So I want to congratulate all of them. These people, I think that they give their heart and they done an incredible match this year. We had, as Mr. Green said, 2 unplanned situations, and the first one for this class. The first one was very unfortunate. Before the start of the course, and they should be here with them, one more student, and he left us, and he went away, but he's here with them, and we have to remember him in some way. We had also the visit from Irma, and it was very tough, but I think that teach them, the kids that stay here, how to deal with adversity and with things that you don't control anymore. And I think they learn how to value, especially the things that we have and we for granted. Like now we are here in the air condition, we are sitting, we are relaxed, but when you are 2 weeks and a half without it, becomes a problem. You cannot shower, the people start to get nervous and they take out the worst from them, and they have to live with that, and it was difficult. But we had some complaints from some people outside from here, but no one student, even under those difficulties, complained. So I think that they did unbelievable. When we were in the house there in the refugee, and when we were here, the students did unbelievable. You need the conditions of living where they were terrible. So that's a big congratulations for you guys. So I mean, we're done with the year, and you guys succeed. And but before we go to the rewards and to the academic side, we are a sports facility, we're a tennis school, plenty of kids, and we are well known. We are well known in the world for our system, and we promote that. We give courses for coaches, and last year we finally put together, after so many people going after what we do and copying us, we decided to copyright our system, and we call it ESIS 360 degrees because it's all around the person and all around the body. In the system we have 4 pillars, and we have the technicals, which some of the people, they go more on the detail of the technique. The technique are the tools that you use when you play, and those coaches, and they are experts on that path. Normally the technical, it goes more on the bottom of the pyramid of development. When you finish, you see here in the left wall, if you exit this way, that there is a big pyramid where we try to promote. And on the technical pillar, for me, we have a lot of people that I want to thank, but there is one of the coaches that arrived a while ago, and his name is Victor, that I want to thank especially, because since his arrival, he's been trying to dig into our weaknesses, and he's been trying to talk and about our identity and what we are. And it's difficult, you know. He used to work with me 10 years in Spain, and he moved to Mexico, but then he had the courage to come in and said, we have to try to show the people what we really are, which we are not doing at the moment, because we are doing it inside, but the people don't know what we really are. So then I asked him why you say so, and what you think ASC is. And then he started to talk about effort, and about discipline, and about hard work, and about how he felt when he arrived from his college pathway and arrived to work with us, and that made us think, and we prepared this project to ask everyone who was into his 20 years in Sanchez-Casal, to ask them how they felt and how they see Sanchez-Casal and ESIS. And for our surprise, they come out with the same things that Victor was saying. And we asked Moral, and we asked Dimitrov, and we asked Kuznetsova, and we asked Ivanovic, and Muller, and Monaco, and no one remembered how we changed his forehand, or how many push-ups did, or how many different things happened. They only remember values, and they remember hard work, and they remember discipline, and they remember limits, and they remember creating habits. Another guy that works also in the technical is Pavel. Pavel we used to play together, and he's an example for others, and even apart from a big name, he don't allow himself never to be late. He's always so disciplined. He's always on time, and he's always here. So I think that's a very good role model for the students as well. We had as well talked to people in the technical pillar from Barcelona that they came to help. Martina is here somewhere, I hope, and Key that just left to Barcelona a couple of days ago. Then we have the tactical. The tactical is when you have tools, you have to order them to be able to compete and use them when you play. And if you see today, this morning, Nadal was playing, and when he started to control the potro, he was doing always his pattern and what he does well. And we do as well as a team, as an organization. And I believe that the tactical, the big leader is Lucas. Lucas is so organized, and is a guy that I'm working with him and seeing everything that is bad around him, the things that are in the other court, the guy who is talking on the other court, and if one student has the phone in the pocket, I say, how do you know it's in the pocket? But he knows, because he's totally committed and because he cares. He cares, he likes to give his best version every day that he comes in, and even if he's tough, many times he speaks so fast and his mind goes so fast that we don't understand him, not even me. But he's the person that he always has to give the face, and that takes a lot of courage and a lot of heart. So thank you, Lucas. The girls this year, they were with Nastia. Nastia is not here. She gave birth a couple of weeks ago, but things went in a difficult way, and the baby had to have surgery on the heart, and it's been improving a lot, and today they finally make another surgery to her, and they put a pacemaker, and they are fighting so hard and with so much love. I hope that everything goes well, and I'm sure that everything will be fine, and she'll come soon to her family. Jasmine also arrived this year helping Nastia, and she's here and she's taking her place, which is not easy, but because the girls are a bit more of everything from the boys, I will say it that way, for the good and for the bad. So it's a big challenge to coach them, and I hope that you put a lot of heart. We have other two people, Jasser and Stelios, which they're looking for an opportunity, and we hope that they take it with us. We had this year a lot of movement, and thanks to the help from Barcelona, and we had a lot of the coaches there coming to stay with us, and many of you know them. Starting with Guillermo and Hector and Boba, Rocío, Pino Senior, Pino Junior. It's a long list, and they have done an outstanding job, because we got a big help, and we thank them so much. Almost there, eh? So, the physical pillar. We have some big guys out there on top. He has a red shirt, so thank you, Derek. Yeah, you're always ready, and you are an inspiration for these kids. I don't know how you do it, but they all love you, but that says a lot from you. Your right hand, Kennedy, you slowly come in, but you step in strong, and I know that the kids, they like you very much. I want to add Flavia and Ferran. Ferran is our physical trainer in China. He's from Barcelona, but he moved there full time. But he decided to take his vacation, 3 weeks vacation, and instead of going to the beach or somewhere or to his family, he decided to come here to learn from Derek and to stay here with us. So that says a lot from you. So congratulations. Eva, on the mental pillar, she's by herself, alone. We try to help her from the coaching side, but it's, I think it's the toughest job that there is here, to convince this group here, or the ones next to you, even more difficult, about limits, about habits, about barriers, about finding the way to creating those things that they will make them champions. And when every moment we have to tell them that they have to repeat the things to imprint them on themselves and to become what they want to become, and to become the best version of themselves, they look at us and you tell them something and they go, or I tell them something and they go, again. But remember one day, guys, remember one day what she's done with the agenda. Then when you will go to a job, they give you an agenda to organize yourself, put the things in place, to be able to don't forget what you have to do. And we love these creating habits, because tennis is all habits, and we hope that one day you guys value all this team of people that work with you. So please, give them a big round of applause. The next group is really important. I don't want to forget them because these people, they really multiply themselves. They take care of the parents initially, and then they try to convince them to leave their kids here. They make tours to them, they show them around, they tell them how nice we are, which sometimes they lie. But on top, they have to get the payments from the parents, and but they have the ESIS sign on their head, and I think they are an incredible team, and they were very close to me, so I get the chance to hear them, or they hear me. So some days today they think I'm good, and the door is open. But some days they think I'm in bad shape, and then they close the door to don't listen to me. So, but these people is amazing. Viviana, Viviana, that thanks for accepting, coming back here again to ESC, and following the dream from your husband, and giving the balance to that ambitious thing that I think is a big plus that they have with there. Romy, she's a hard worker, she makes the effort, she's here a lot of the time, and she cares a lot. She's had an incredible tough year, very tough year, because she had some problems, but she still gave her best, and I don't know how she does it, but she's unbelievable. Simona, you have... This year you got involved in not only with the restaurant and with other things, and controlling me, which is not so easy, and my agenda, but you get involved as well in the permits and on the following of these kids and giving them the permission. So, and that's a really tough job, because you get messages every minute to go everywhere, so you become almost like half man from them in that path, and I think you've done an outstanding job. And it's very inspiring to have you with me. So, in that office there is a few more people now, and for the first time since she gave birth, we have here Susana with her baby. Susana is the wife from Dan, and when they arrived, Dan told me, no, my wife does some social, and so she came to the office, and she said, no, I do some social, and so. And like very humble and very low level. So, but then so she started to collaborate part-time, but then she really went on to it, and she not only was doing social, but she was doing websites, she was doing marketing, and she was doing articles and blog, and so many things that she's an incredible professional, and it's very inspiring to be close to her, and we learn a lot. So now it's together with Angelica, and Angelica has a tough job substituting Susana, but she's trying hard. She has the help from Anna, one of our ex-students. So, and I want to congratulate all of them, because everybody is saying that the ESC social is top in the, not only on the academies, but also in the tennis industry. So congratulations on that. So finally, faculty, Miss Cummings, Miss Lagachova, Miss Anderson, Miss Cortada, Miss that's a tough one, and Mr. Popan, Ed. You guys are the references for these kids, and are so important. And I didn't forget Dr. Brisson, but I want to make a special note for her, because she decided to stay with us in the hurricane, and on top she is going to most of the tournaments to encourage the kids and to see them outside from the class, and she's part from their life because she also lives here in the community. So thanks a lot for being part of the community. And finally, the most important leader here, he spoke before me, Mr. Green. Mr. Green had a very tough year because having his wife pregnant and having to deal with her. As I said before, this is your first big success. But it's your success because you have done the job. But you have, guys, to be very thankful to some people that are here with you, your parents. And your parents give you this opportunity. You are, I think, chosen, because not so many people have the chance to be in a place like this, and they make, all of them, an incredible effort, not only bringing you here, but also trusting people like us to be able to help you to put those limits and to go ahead and improve and be where you are. So don't forget to thank, okay? Because thank is something that is part of the day-to-day. Don't give things for granted, because I come from a time where we didn't have much, and we could only do one thing. And when we were doing one thing, we were so thankful for doing that thing, because there were many people that couldn't do that thing, and they couldn't do nothing. So today, we parents and have kids in the academy, we overgive, and we overgive too much, and that takes us to a point that we give things for granted, and then we don't thank our parents for their effort and for being there. So my advice for me is that you keep fighting, and you keep fighting for your work, but your parents are the only ones that are going to be with you all the time. In the good, in the bad, in the adversity, in the resilience, they're always going to be there, and that's something that you have to value and have with you all the time. We finally, I always put the things on perspective, and when we learn how to be a tennis player, we have to become so good, as I said, in the technical, in the tactical, in the physical, in the mental, and we have to repeat so many times, and we have to do so many times, that is so difficult to perform. I think parenting is as difficult. I think parenting, there is no a book that tells you how to do things, and so I see some equivalence about parenting and about competing. For competing, the best players in the world are the ones that they have stronger values. We, as an academy, will have very strong values. Parenting is also values. And when we went through this process of our identity and those values of respect and effort and discipline came out, that you go around the club, you will see those values everywhere. It was something that we were not used to use in our language, but through this year and all the talks with the students, every mental session, every conference, every teachers, or every corporate thing, we start to use that type of language, and that makes you think. And values, the values that you get competing are the same values that you get in parenting. Because when I analyze my life, I analyze my family, very poor family. My mother was coming from a military family, and my father from a also very low economic situation, and my grandfather was working in the train station as well. And I remember what they tried to put on us was to always be disciplined, to never fail a train, to commit to something and arrive until the end. So at the end, those values were effort, and we were discipline, and they teach us always about respect. And so there is all this going back that I think my parents did, that was an amazing job, because if we see us as a players and how we my brother or my sister, how they were on the court, they had those values in them as well. And after all these 20 years of doing this, when you came out with this research with my team, and those values also are the same, for me is something that is very strong on the family. And that's when I realized what I want for my kids, what I would like for my kids, what I would like for my students, is that one day they have those values in them, that those values are an inspiration for them, and they always listen about these things, but one day they say, no, that what we learn in Sanchez-Casal make us the difference. And we become what we become thanks to the time that we spend there was very important for us. So, and I hope that you parents, as me, because we're in the same bracket, in the same phase, you will love that your kids have that. And we cannot control it, but automatically if they have that, whatever they do in life, they're going to be successful. And that is something that is very, very strong. And it's a legacy. It's a legacy that someone like Anna, or someone like Ricky, or Diego, or Alvaro, who just left, has been 14 years with us, they have in them. And they decided to come here back to those values, because for them they were very, very important. So I'm very overwhelmed to be here and to talk about you guys. This is your day, and I really hope that one day when you mature and you have some time like the other guys, you decide to come back to your home, or your second home, or your third home, because the second home is from your parents, but your third home here, it will be open always for you, and we hope that you take something from here for your life. So congratulations, congratulations to everyone, to all the staff, big applause for everyone, and I'm so happy.
Up next, we're going to have our 8th grade student council representative, Anna Lee.
Good evening, everybody. This year went by incredibly fast and was a wonderful year for everyone. This place extended my family 100 times and became my second home, as it became for many of us. This place impresses me with new people, new ideas, and new opportunities. We have collected amazing memories that each one of us will have in heart. I remember my first day here, when I barely spoke English. I went to school and my teachers and peers were very nice, and they made me feel welcomed. I remember how teachers, coaches, and my peers were helping me out with English, tennis, and life in general. Because of them, I'm standing here today and speaking with a great confidence and support. Because of them, I significantly improved my English in 3 months. And by the end of the first semester, I didn't have a problem understanding the language. I would have never gotten to where I am today without their support. It's really hard to say goodbye to our seniors, who were leading us the whole year. Thank you for teaching me things that I will always remember. Lucas, thank you for leading the student council and for showing me how to be a leader. Caesar, you showed me that even if you don't take life as serious, you can still achieve whatever you want with hard work every day. Santi, you're a fighter and you taught me how to fight for everything I want to accomplish. Cameron, you will be a successful businessman because I've seen how much you worked for it. And I'm 100% sure it will pay you off. Enrico, you impressed me by how disciplined you are. I see you stretching every day and you're always on time for class. It will help you a lot in life. Nacho, you proved me the point that I should not stress about grades and I should always be positive. Tito, thank you for teaching me how to be more relaxed about things in life and enjoy it more. Max, You appeared as an amazing supporter, and I'm sure your team in college will love you for that. Milo, you're the best dancer and comedian. Just take it with you to the next level of your life. Julia, you showed me how you can work hard on many things while you're injured. And I will never forget the best 3 months I spent with you. Caio, thank you for proving me the point of hard work and for showing me that even something that seems impossible is possible. We went through a lot of struggles and stress, some broken rackets, massive hurricane, school trips, and the first ever Spirit Day. I'm really thankful that I got to meet all of you guys. I wish all of you the best and good luck. I would like to say thank you to all the staff for making it possible for us to live and study here. You are improving this place every day, and we appreciate your hard work. Thank you to all the coaches for teaching us something new every day. And all of you changed my game, attitude, and effort by putting your best effort and never giving up on me. However, I would like to say thank you to one person, Eva. You changed me the most. During my first year here, I had a lot of ups and downs, and you would always find a way to help me, even when I would be giving up. You taught me how to never give up on anything and actually work hard to get what I want. Thank you for being the best year I could ever have, and thank you for taking care of me as your own child. Thank you to my 2 favorite fitness coaches, Derek and Kennedy, for always making me work hard and taking care of me when I'm injured. I really appreciate it. In addition, thank you to all the teachers. You give us immense knowledge and kind advices. Thank you, Mrs. Cummings. You really work hard in this school. You always work on 3 jobs at the same time. You're a teacher, a coach, and a house mom. You were leaving me the whole year as my tutor, and I thank you for believing, for everything you've taught me, how to pick my battles, and thank you for being patient with me and spending your extra time on the subject. Thank you, Mrs. Cortada, for teaching me how to focus on one thing at a time and leave everything else outside of the classroom. Thank you, Mr. Popham, for leading the student council and for showing me how to be a strong leader. I will always remember it. I would also like to say thank you to Ms. Lovachova, Dr. Brisson, and Ms. Abdul. You are amazing teachers. Even though I wasn't a student in your class, you've still taught me so much outside of the classroom. Thank you, Mr. Green, for doing such a great job keeping the school working hard and giving us a high level of education. Thank you for all your extra work with students. You really help us a lot, and we appreciate your hard work and desire. Thank you very much, Emilio and Simona. Without your hard work, we would not have this opportunity to be in a place where we could combine tough tennis with a good school. We would not feel here as at home if you didn't treat each one of us as your own child. Thank you for being our second parents. Thank you for your attentive care, positive attitude, and tireless support. Thank you for everything. Finally, thank you to all the parents for giving us a chance to be here, to play tennis, and to study in a great school. Thank you for believing in us and making a sacrifice for us to have better opportunities in life. I would like to say special thank you to my family. Even though we're far away from each other, you still help me a lot. And I'm happy and thankful for what I have. Thank you everyone for making me a better player, student, and person. I've learned a lot of things from AAC and the ESIS. I hope my future with this school will be even better than the past. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2019.
Grade, 10th grade, and began 11th grade with us before we were struck with cancer. And unfortunately, he died past July. So we just like a minute of silence in his memory.
Good afternoon, parents, families, teachers, coaches, and fellow students. First, I'd like to introduce and congratulate the ES International School class of 2018. As I stand in this podium today, the best word that can describe all the emotions that I'm feeling is gratitude. I'll be forever grateful for all the values ASC Florida and ES International School has taught me. But more importantly, I'm eternally grateful for all the friends ASC Florida and ES International School has given me. Being the only student of the class of 2018 that attended ES International School for the full 4 years of high school, I can confidently say that I am proud to be part of the senior class. Cameron, aka Businessman, secretly known as Agent Joe, it has been a pleasure almost failing AP Calculus with you. But if your mission all along was to create new long-lasting friendships, you have succeeded beautifully. Enrico, Fitness Player of the Year Award recipient. I dream of one day having your body and metabolism. But on a serious note, your work ethic and determination towards everything you do is something I will always look up upon. And your loyalty as a friend is just another of your awesome qualities. Caesar, the Roadists. Who would have thought that after everything we've been through, we would be graduating together and, more surprisingly, actually getting along this past year? I don't know about you, but I'm glad we set our differences aside to blossom this strange but real friendship. Patricia, or P2 because Americans have a hard time pronouncing your name. Your kindness and compassion towards others in everyone in this academy was a blessing this senior class received. But also your hard work on court and off court shows that you're also an extraordinary person. Jose Ignacio, the Roach. Being able to survive Hurricane Maria and still coming back to train in this academy a week afterwards while Puerto Rico was still recovering just shows how resilient you are. Julia, what can I say? You received the RAD Values Player of the Year Award. And to be honest, there's no other person in this academy that was able to show more respect, effort, and discipline consistently like you did this past year. Caio, my fellow Brazilian compatriot and bodybuilding apprentice. It was a pleasure to practice Portuguese and laugh and joke with you no one else understood on a daily basis. But I will also never understand how you were so insanely and annoyingly good at AP Calculus. I guess it was because of the qualidade de absorção you were taking this whole time. Max, you beautiful Germanarian. Over the past 3 years, having you by my side through the tough times was something one could only wish for. But I'm still not over the 7-1 in the World Cup. Santiago, Cachetes, it has been delightful being your son on court for these past 3 years, but I still firmly believe you should consider about a career in dodgeball. Emmanuel, you might be known as the laziest guy in the academy, but for me, you're the guy with the biggest heart in the academy and also the best doubles partners one could wish for. And lastly, Casper, it is an honor to have you as a graduate of the class of 2018. I will never forget our fights on court, but our friendship off court as well. You forever will be the closest thing I'll ever have to a brother. I would also like to use this time to thank everyone that made this 4-year experience the most memorable 4 years ever. First, I would like to take a moment and acknowledge the hard work the maintenance crew and cleaning staff have to endure every day so we can live out our dreams. So please let's give them a round of applause. They deserve it. I would also like to thank, at this time, people whose sole responsibility is to make sure we have a brighter tomorrow and that influences us in the correct way. Teachers and coaches. Ms. Novachova, thank you for passing me in AP Calculus. But sincerely, thank you for teaching me that kindness can go a long way. Dr. Brisson, thank you for teaching me that it is necessary to speak up and share your opinions as long as you have credible sources and proper citations. Ms. Henderson, thank you for being more than just an English teacher, but a friend who fantasizes about epic binge-eating feasts. I'm sure you'll make a wonderful mother in a couple of weeks. Mr. Popham, Thank you for being the best student a student could wish for, and thank you for teaching me that it's not about winning the race, but about how you finish it and how you maintain meaning afterwards. I would also like to thank my theater director and teacher, Dawn Fenora, for teaching me to never settle for mediocrity, and that by settling for mediocrity, you are only settling for your happiness. Lastly, Mr. Green, thank you for believing in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. And thank you for teaching me about standing on the shoulders of giants, and that in this day and age, anything is possible with our unlimited resources. Coach Lazaro, thank you for stringing so many rackets one could not even fathom, and being the most positive and happiest person I've ever met. But also thank you for showing us that a positive attitude towards life can make working hard look easy and fun. Coach Alvaro, it is sad that you cannot be here with us today, as you are also moving on another chapter of your life in New York. But I want to thank you for being more than just a coach to me, but an older brother. Coach Eric Riffle, thank you for being here, and thank you for always being there for me, even when you have no obligation to. Coach Derek, thank you for sculpting this beautiful body and setting me on the track for my promising bodybuilding career in the near future. But seriously, thank you for always checking up on me and always making sure I was okay. Emilio and Simona, thank you for giving a small, chubby Brazilian the opportunity of a lifetime to be in the best tennis academy in the world. I will be forever grateful for everything you've done for me and my family. Lastly, Coach Lucas, or as I like to call him, Chuck Norris. Thank you for teaching me that it's not about only showing up, but about acting and committing to what you're doing. Thank you for showing me that it's not about the product, but about the process. I'd also like to thank my family for coming all the way from Brazil and for everything they've done for me. Chamara, Chubuli, obrigado por serem os melhores tios que eu jamais poderia ter merecido. E vó, você é a pessoa mais forte que eu conheço. E agora entendo onde que meu pai tem sua coragem, sabedoria e força. Dad, pai, you are my idol, and thank you for sacrificing everything every day to make sure our family is happy. You are the bravest, strongest, hardest working man I'll ever know. My mom always gets jealous when I compliment my father, and she gets mad that I tell everybody that he's my idol. But that's because my mom doesn't know that she's actually my inspiration to keep me improving as a person, and she's the reason I'm the person I am today. So thank you for being the best and most annoying mom one could ever wish for. Maya Angelou once said that I come as one, but stand as 1,000. That is the legacy. But what is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you'll never get to see. I believe the person I owe my whole life to is my paternal grandfather, Osvaldo. He gave his everything to become a successful businessman in a country that was filled with corruption and injustice, to make sure his family had a prosperous future. Unfortunately, he passed away this February 25th, but his death made me reminisce in an encounter I had with him when I was around 9 years old. You see, my grandfather spent most of his life devoting his time and energy to a group called Ideal. Ideal is basically one of the biggest spiritism advocates charity associations in Brazil, and was created by my grandfather to help those in need. I remember one day when I got up to him and asked why he helped all those people. Because he didn't owe them anything, and most of those people were only taking advantage of his help. And he looked down at me and he said, I want you to never forget what I'm about to say to you. The more you make sure somebody else's life is okay, God will make sure your life is okay. And now that made me realize something. It made me realize that not everything was about me. And that when I step out into the world, I am representing my whole family and my ancestors that came before me, that sacrificed their life to make sure I could live out my dream. So now, when we step out into the world, we need to think about two things: honor and legacy. To honor those who paved the way for us, but also to leave a legacy for those who are coming behind us. Because in doing so, we don't need to push ourselves to be better, but rather something else will be pulling us to become better. Thank you.
So I want to start off by thanking everyone for coming today. I came here 2.5 years ago, and I really had no idea what like real training or living away from home was like. And being in this academy made me realize what type of person I am and what type of person I want to become. And most importantly, made me realize that the most important thing is to become a better person in life. And I still have a lot to go for that. This place taught me what real friendships are like. It taught me that without hard work, nothing is possible. And it taught me that the most important thing in life is to be a good person. I want to thank everyone that made my time here an amazing experience. I had my ups and downs with everyone, and like most people here, but I'll be taking away all the good things and learning from the bad ones. I want to thank all the coaches and people that work here for looking out for us and for making this place feel like a family, although a little bit dysfunctional at times. Thank you, Mr. Green, for giving me an infinite amount of second chances and for believing in me. I want to thank Eva, I don't know where you are. Here. For making me feel like I could talk to you about anything and being like my second mom here. I want to thank Derek and Kennedy over there for being great fitness coaches and pushing us every day. And also, thanks to all the school teachers for putting up with all of us, and especially me at times. Lastly, I want to thank all you guys back there, my bros in the cell block over here and there, Santi, Manu, Cameron, Nacho, Zach, Max, and Nick. I love you guys so much, and I'm going to miss you guys. You guys show me what real brotherhood's like. And thanks to all the other kids in the academy that made my time here better. And lastly, I want to thank my parents for giving me the opportunity to come here and for always supporting me and always being there for me and guiding me through life and giving me an infinite amount of chances to be successful. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and thank you so much for being here today. 3 years ago, I found myself making a very tough decision. I could either leave my family and my friends behind to pursue a better level of things, to come here and pursue a better things, or I could stay home in what was then my comfort zone. As I look back in my time in ASC, I'm very confident to say that I made the right decision. Not only have I grown as a player and a student, but I have also become a better version of myself, and more importantly, I have learned to overcome adversity. Ultimately, I found the right college for me, and none of this would have been possible without the support of many other people here. Coach Lucas, you have always been the most energetic. You push us to be better every day, and you believe in us no matter what. Any of the days I fell asleep, I knew you would be knocking on my door first thing in the morning, getting me up to practice with a smile on my face. Derek, Kennedy, you provide us with all the resources and training we need to become better athletes and to stay healthy. You always supported us and listened to anything we had to say. Eva, I know me and my friends are very crazy at times, but you always stood by us in the toughest moments and were always willing to help us. All my teachers, Mr. Papa, Ms. Gibbons, Ms. Collins, Dr. Rezin, thank you so much, not only for transferring so much knowledge onto us and making us do so much, but for making school an actually very fun place for us. Mr. Green, since the beginning, you were always willing to spend hours with us to help us and never denied any help that we needed. Got us on track with our academic tasks, always there for us. All the coaches, although I would like to thank everyone individually, you have made my time here very special, and I would like to thank you, all of you guys, for pushing me to be better every day. Everyone in the kitchen, maintenance staff, you keep this place running, you keep this place beautiful, especially after something like the hurricane. You're always working hard to keep this place running. In the office, Bibi, Rami, Xavi, Rogelio, this place would not be running without you guys, and I want to thank you so much for the work you do. Unfortunately, my tutor for the last 2 years, Guille, was not able to be here, but I want to thank him so much because he has always been there unconditionally for me, not only in the tennis side, but as a great friend. I want to thank Emilio and Simona. I'm beyond thankful for what you guys have taught us and given us these last 3 years. And I'm very, very proud to say that you keep this family together every single year. Emilio has been an honor to be in your academy. I want to thank my family because I know we've had very stressful moments at times these last 3 years, especially this last year with our college search, but you were always there to support me and have given me unconditional love, which I will always be thankful for. You really are the best. And last but not least, I would like to thank all my friends. I walked into this place with one sister. I'm very proud to say that after 3 years, I walk out of here with many, many brothers. Some of them sitting right next to me here, many of them in the back there. But I cannot express how much I love you guys, and I will always keep you in my heart forever. Thank you so much.
Well, I can imagine that I'm here already, almost graduated, and I remember my first year here. It's time to say goodbye to a wonderful chapter of my life. I want to say a special thank you to this academy because it allowed me to grow not just as a tennis player, but most importantly as a person. I have to say thank you to Emilio for everything that he has done for us, the work, the energy, and the possibility that he has given us. Thank you for hosting me in your house after a hurricane and being closer to you, to your family. It feels like it was part of him. Also, thank you so much to Simona por ser mi mami, por ayudarme cuando lo necesitaba en cualquier momento, por tus consejos y por nuestras locuras en el coche con la música en alta. I want to say thank you to all the coaches because every day they push us hard to get better and to see us improving. At the end of the day, they are not just coaches, they are brothers and sisters to us. I want to say thank you to all of my tutors, Jasmine, in which you helped me a lot on core and give me all of those life lessons that I will never forget. And a special thank you to Nastia. She's not here right now, but I know that if she could, she would be the best to see us graduate. Also, thank you to Lucas. Every day with a smile and with a lot of energy from the beginning of the morning until the end. His screams that we can hear from the other side of the academy and sometimes wake us up in the morning. Gracias, Lucas. Eva, I want to say thank you for helping go through the good and the bad my first year here, for trusting me from the beginning and for teaching me to trust more in myself and of course. Thank you. I want to say thank you to Derek and Kennedy for helping me and trust me to me until the end, always pushing me so I can achieve my goals. Thank you so much. I will miss you. I want to say thank you to all the teachers. Every single of one you have helped me since the first day I got here. This year I have had many ups and downs in school, but you guys have been here every day with me, standing near. And now here in this podium, Ms. Latova, thank you very much for being my tutor these 2 years and giving me a lot of attention and support. Also to Ms. Gibbons, Ms. Cummings, Dr. Brisson, Ms. Volpa, Ms. Cortada, and especially to Mr. Green. You have been for us more than 3 years, enduring every day. But especially with the process of the university and helping us choose the right college. I want to say thank you to all the girls for all the moments we had to spend in the house. And then we have very good memories. I have to tell a special person a million thanks for always being by my side from the first day until now. Sabes tu, Victoria. De verdad, muchas gracias por siempre hacerme sonreír. Cuando no estoy bien por nuestras locuras que siempre son buenos recuerdos. Te garantizo que te has llevado mi corazón y por supuesto una hermana que siempre estaré a tu lado pase lo que pase. Yo ahí estaré aunque sean miles de kilómetros. Te quiero mucho. I'm Special Person Julia. Thanks for my roommate since the beginning of the year. We have spent many moments together since you have been by my side in every single moment. I love you so much, and I'm not gonna forget you. I love you. And of course, the last one, Cachito. Thank you so much for everything, for making me laugh on the court all the time, and with our stupid things, of course. I love you so much, and I'm gonna miss you. Quiero decir muchas gracias a mis padres por darme esta gran oportunidad de estar aquí y seguir con mi tenis y estudios al mismo momento. Vosotros habéis hecho un esfuerzo grande en todos los sentidos y os lo agradezco de todo corazón porque os quiero mucho. Os agradezco mucho como personas y padres al mismo tiempo, de verdad. Gracias.
As Mr. Green mentioned, I came here this past July, and the only reason basically why I came was because my parents were complaining because I wasn't doing anything during the whole summer, laying in my bed, doing whatever, and I had let go of tennis. I had quit during the second semester last year. So I wasn't really looking forward into coming here. I was like, why would I come here? I have no future in tennis. And yeah, so when I came here, it's the greatest decision I've ever made, and I want to thank my parents for that. This has been, thanks to Emilio and Simona, this is my second home, basically. I know I've been a huge pain in the butt this year, gotten in trouble, but I really appreciate everything you've done for us. It's amazing. I want to thank the school faculty, my tutor, Mr. Ochoa. She's so into that, enthusiastic every day. She's so kind. I mean, every time I come into her class, I come excited, to learn, and I really appreciate that. I want to thank Mr. Green. It was a tough college process with me, I would say. Jumping back and forth between colleges, but I want to thank you for everything you've done for me. Really, I appreciate it. I want to thank my friends. I've developed relationships here that will last forever. I've never thought of meeting people from like Thailand or like never. Like back in Puerto Rico, I just probably knew like a couple Dominicans, a couple Cubans. So, yeah, I've met a lot of people here, and it's been amazing. It's been really great. I want to thank the coaches, all the coaches here. I want to thank Lucas, my tutor. He's a very loud guy, very transparent, which is the thing I most respect about you. You say it how it is, and sometimes it's hard to say the truth, but it's good, because we always need to listen to the truth. I want to thank Eva. During this year, I was really struggling during the second semester. I had kind of lost my motivation for tennis. I hadn't gotten to the expectations I wanted to. And she noticed that while I was on court, and she really helped me with that. And I really want to thank you because you got me through this year. And I was able to push through and finish strong. So I really want to thank you for that. I want to thank Derek and Kennedy, fitness coaches, that we can be really lazy. Yeah, I want to thank you for everything you've done for us. And yeah, I want to thank my family, my mom and dad, which are here, my grandmother, my two brothers. One of my brothers is awaiting a baby now. He's back in Puerto Rico. I'm really excited to be an uncle. You guys have provided me with so much this year. It's been amazing. I can't thank you enough. And yeah, I hope to have a great future in my path through college. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So I spent here just 1 year, unfortunately. And looking back at the beginning of the year in August, when I came to the academy, I didn't have a precise goal. I just wanted to improve my tennis. I later came to know that this place is not all about tennis. In this year, I've been able to live a wonderful experience. The three values, respect, effort, and discipline, made me grow as a tennis player and overall as a person. I believe that without this experience, I would be a different person and not as grown as I am now. I would like to thank all the coaches for always pushing me to do my best every day. Thanks to all the teachers for always being compassionate and very committed in what they do. Thank you. A special thanks to Lucas, my tennis tutor, for always being there for me and always giving me the best advices. Also to Mr. Green for me choosing the best college for me and for all the process. Thank you, Darren Kennedy. You always push me to do my best, and that's because of you I have this wonderful body. Thank you. Thank you to Eva for always being available to talk about my issues off and on the court. Thank you, Emilio and Simona, for running this place with love and dedication. And finally, thank you, my family. Thank you for believing in me and have given me this opportunity to live this life-changing experience. Thank you.
For that warm applause. I appreciate it. Unlike the majority of the seniors, I did not write a speech. How I've gone about my life normally is just to kind of go with the flow, speak what's on my mind, as you guys know. So that's what I chose to do, and we'll see how it goes. First I want to just thank everyone who made this year possible. Everyone on court, all the coaches, mental, fitness, which I didn't do so much at the very end, but it was good. I think we had a good run the first semester. Everyone in the kitchen, all the court maintenance crew, security, everyone at admissions, all the teachers, thank you guys. I know that really not easy at all, so thank you guys for kind of bearing with me through this year and kind of keeping me in check as much as possible, which I know is a big challenge in itself. If there's one person in particular that I have to thank, it's Emilio. The decisions I made this year and this semester are probably different than you've experienced in the past, and so I wasn't prepared for it, and I know you weren't, but instead of kind of chastising me and making it difficult, you helped me so much. Every time I ran in your office and said, Emilio, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? You said, I'll take care of it. I'll send that email. I'll make that phone call for you. And just know that for me, it was so important. You touched my heart. You made me, I think a better person professionally and in life. And so for that, I just have to say thanks a lot. So thank you. And really, I think the most important thing is to thank, these guys over here. When we come to this academy, Emilio makes this great tennis facility, 30 courts, an amazing club, an amazing school, whatever. But for me, it means very little without them. They kind of changed that for me. They made me so great. And so, guys, you guys really changed my life. I'm shaking. That's how special you were to me. Literally, I am shaking. Guys, I just have to say thank you. I appreciate it. You guys have been amazing, and till next time.
Good evening, everyone. It has been 10 months since I left Brazil, and I think in this short period of time, it was the one I have grown the most. And as Emilio and Mr. Green, they said it was a tough year. We had a lot of time in the courts and the school and just a little free time. But I also have some injuries and a lot of struggle with my English. But right now, I understand that all of it was like a part of learning, that It helped me to get stronger and better. And for it, I would like to thank you all the tennis coaches, especially Coach Lucas and Coach Alvarez, who is unfortunately not here. They were always pushing me and making me do my best. And I would also like to thank Coach Eva. I had some difficult times last year, and she was always there checking on me, making me feel better and helping me on my mental game. And from the school, I'd like to thank all the teachers, not only the ones I had classes with, but all of them, they helped me with the process. Mr. Green, as he said, he spent like so many hours of his free time with me until like sometimes even past 11 in the night. By the way, I would like to thank Susanna for letting him stay with me. I'd like to thank Slavachova. She helped me a lot in my calculus this year, even the very, very specific details and questions I had. Dr. Pearson, she was my tutor. She helped me mentally and the college process also. And Mrs. Henderson, she helped me a lot to improve my English this year. And yeah, it was very good. And I would like also to thank Viviana and Romy. They were the first ones to give me support here in the academy. I'd like to thank the cleaning staff and the kitchen staff. They were always making everything good for us. I would like to thank all my friends here. We had some great times together, and I'm going to miss all of you guys. E por último, eu gostaria de agradecer aos meus pais por ter me dado essa oportunidade de estar aqui. E amo muito vocês. Obrigado. Thank you.
Our next senior also joined us.
Good evening. I'm Julia and I have been here in ESI for 1 year, even if it feels so much longer. It has been an amazing year and I had the opportunity to meet many people that will keep in my heart forever. I really need to thank all the girls and all the guys that helped me and that made me happy every single day. I also have to say a big thanks to 4 friends that have been incredible for me during my experience. First of all, Pitu, my roommate, my doubles partner and the person that I need to see every day. Pitu has been for me, Pitu has always been there for me, always being happy. She takes everything so easy and with a big smile. I'm gonna miss you so much. Thank you to Victoria, the first friend that I made at the academy, and my little Italy in this big America. It was difficult for me from the beginning. I'm very close to my family and I really miss them so much. But Victoria and all her family had the ability to make me feel at home and it was an amazing feeling. I'm gonna miss you. Thank you to Casey. Thank you for being my teacher in everything. At the beginning my English was, let's say, not good and school for me was extremely hard. But Casey noticed my difficulties and really taught me a lot every single day. I'm gonna miss you. Thank you to the best Serbian person that I ever met in my life. I want to thank Achito for every time that she made me laugh in every situation. I'm really lucky to have met you. You're an amazing person and I really wish you the best in your life. I want to thank all my teachers at the school that helped me so much in everything. Miss Cortada, who has been for me my friend before my teacher, and Miss Anderson, who has been patient with my English since the beginning. Miss Avachova, the best math teacher that I ever met in my life, and Dr. Brisson, for all the effort and the love that she dedicated to us, especially during the hurricane and our tennis matches. And to Windy, who despite being a teacher, has been a mother for me and someone I could always count on. But especially, I want to thank Mr. Green. He never gave up on me. He does everything with love and patience. And that's what is gonna take him so far. You're an amazing person before being my teacher, and I really hope that Leo will take all the goods from your personality. I I also want to thank all the coaches. You guys are all amazing. I'm sorry so much. I want to thank my tutor, Nastya, for always supporting me, and Jasmine, for never giving up on me, and even during my worst days, and for always being next to me, also outside of the court. I really want to thank a person that has been really special during my year here, Eva, one of the best and strongest person that I ever found in my life. Thank you also to Lucas. Behind his enthusiasm and determination of every day, there is an incredible smart man that I was lucky to meet. Thank you also to Victor, he's a unique coach. A special thank goes to Emilio and Simona. They made me feel like home since the first day I arrived here. Thank you for everything you have done for me. Thank you, Simona, for being my mom during my days without my family. I'm glad to know you. I will never forget about you. The last but not least, I have to thank my parents. My dad, who's right there, and my mother and my brother that they were in the video because they couldn't come here. And I'm thankful to you for giving me the opportunity of living the experience that I will take in my heart for the rest of my life. Grazie per essere i genitori migliori del mondo e per avermi sempre supportato in tutte le mie scelte. Grazie per avermi sempre dato una chance e essere sempre stata mia famiglia. Thank you.
Good evening, coaches, staff, teachers, parents, and friends. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Emilio. I've been here for 2 years now, since the beginning of my junior year of high school. What I've experienced during my time here has been invaluable, whether that be in tennis, school, or as just a person. When I arrived here 2 years ago, I didn't really know what to expect. I was forced to be independent at a young age and adapt to a rigorous schedule, which I never experienced before. Waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning, practicing hard for 3 hours, then going to school for 6 hours before finally finishing with another session of tennis or fitness. This schedule was something that I had to figure out. Adapting to it, however, made me learn about myself. When I would wake up in the morning, sore from the fitness with Eric, my initial thought would be to stay in bed and skip the practice, which I have done. But this is when I learned the trait of perseverance and that I'm capable of much more than I think I am. Traveling to tournaments with the academy has not only been a lot of fun for me, but it also has taught me the values of discipline and responsibility. I would like to move on to my friends and all the memories that I've created here. Memories that will stay with me forever, and friendships that will last a lifetime. To all my friends, I say thank you for giving me experiences that I would never change for anything and that I will never forget. Zach, Caesar, Santi, Max, thank you for making these 2 years unforgettable. I would like to say thank you to everyone at this. I would like to say thank you to all the coaches at this academy who has guided me throughout the past 2 years in the college process. Emilio, I would like you to know that I'm thankful for everything that you have done for us and the opportunities that you have given me and my colleagues. Simona, thank you for taking care of us and helping us whenever we needed it. Coach Lucas, even though I know you and I have not had the smoothest relationship, I want you to know that I am grateful for everything that you have done to help me on the tennis court and as a person, and for all the hard work you put into each and every practice. I would like to give a big thank you to both of my tutors over the past 2 years, Jose Luis Soto and Guillermo Soar, both of whom unfortunately could not be in attendance today. Their advice to me has been treasured, and I'm truly thankful for all the things they have done for me. Even though they made me suffer and push myself, I now realize that they did this in my best interest. Derek, thank you for making me a stronger, faster, and fitter person, even though I felt like I was about to die in your gym sometimes. I'm thankful for all the hard work you put for us, and the lessons of perseverance, self-motivation, and discipline that you have taught in me in your gym. I will carry these lessons with me throughout the rest of my life. To all the teachers from the school, and especially Mr. Green, I want to thank you for everything you have taught me and helped me with throughout my growth process. And I would like to thank all the cooks, cleaners, maintenance people, and others who have made the last 2 years possible. And last but not least, I would like to thank my family for allowing me to pursue my dreams. Your support and the sacrifices you've been through has motivated me to work hard. I cannot thank you all enough for everything you have given me. I will miss everyone here greatly, and I will carry all the lessons, memories, and friends that I take from this academy with me as I embark on a new journey in life and throughout the rest of it. Thank you.
It's an honor to be standing here today on this exciting day. We will graduate, we made it. Looking back to our freshman year, it seems like it was just yesterday. Think about how far we've come individually, and as a class and member of the ESIS family. Yeah, we grew physically and mentally, and we learned that sometimes you cannot do everything alone. To navigate through life, you have to be open for collaboration. We learned that people's ideas are sometimes better than your own. Emilio, I want to thank you for the last 3 years that I've successfully spent here, and for all the love that you gave to each of us, to each single of us. I still remember my first practice with you in December 2014. I was 13-year-old, clueless about who Emilio Sanchez actually was, but from the first day I thought that you were an amazing person, and absolutely nothing has changed since then. With all the work that you have and all the traveling, you still manage to be in court whenever you can, and that's something that I like so much about you. Simona, no words can describe what you've done for me. It's really hard sometimes to live far away from your home, but you've always made sure that every single one at this academy is doing fine. You're like a second mom to me, and even though sometimes I thought it was too much, on the inside I really appreciated it. Sadly, my tutor cannot be here today. Maybe if somebody here is recording this, he will have the chance to actually see what I'm saying. But I want to say some words for him because he's been such a significant part of my life. Guillermo, thank you for always helping me in court, from being here when I was having a bad day, and motivating me when I didn't want to practice. You always brought the best out of me every single day, and I truly will never forget the times that we spent together. We might not see each other this summer, but eventually I know that I will see you soon. There are people in this life that are really energetic, and then there's Lucas. If you wouldn't speak that fast, maybe you wouldn't scare me that much when you wake me up at 7 a.m. in the morning. But I always know that you always want the best for us. You always give your 100% on and off court, and I think that you're a perfect role model. And sometimes we probably should have listened more to you. Your job is extremely hard. Not only you need to guide all the coaches, but you have to keep up with us, the players, that probably don't want to play every single day. But you do it, and you do such an amazing job, so I want to thank you for that. The first time I actually came in 9th grade, I thought that the level of the school was poor, but I'm very proud that I was able to see the change that Mr. Green, our principal, has made past the past 3 years, and how he slowly developed such an amazing team. Ms. Lalachova, Dr. Brisson, Ms. Cummings, Ms. Cordero, Ms. Gibbons, Mr. Cotton, you guys are amazing teachers, and I want to thank you that you're always there for me when I needed you. But Mr. Green, the reason why Mr. Green is so important to me and why he's so special is because that not only he's doing the job he's supposed to, but from August last year until May this year, he was always there for me. I recall January 14th, one day before the application deadline for my colleges, he spent 10 hours on a Sunday in his office when he actually should be with his wife. But he chose to help me, and I'm very thankful for that. I know that every coach here wanted to bring out the best of me, and I'm very thankful for that. Yasser, Stelios, Jasmine, Flavia, Lazar, Mark, and Pavel, you guys are all amazing coaches, and I hope I can stay in touch with all of you, and hopefully see you soon and visit you one day. And Ismail, thank you for your great Instagram posts. Victor Hugo, I haven't forgotten about you. I know this might surprise you, but you're the coach that I have looked up the most in the past 3 years that I've been here. The way you handle with the small kids is just breathtaking, and all the passion and the patience you show in court every single day is incredible. I want to thank you for that. You really were an inspiration. And I also want to thank your wife, Viviana and Romy, for doing such an amazing job in the admissions office every single day. And the cleaning ladies and the kitchen staff. I know that your English is not great, but I can't talk. I don't even think I can say a complete sentence in Spanish, so I want to thank you for always being there and helping me. I know I'm a very messy person, but somehow my room was always clean, so thank you. Chubby and Rogelio, after 3 years being here, I still don't know what you guys do all day, but I know that you are so important to this academy, and I know you're a major part of the family, so thank you, and thank you for that. Eva, you're not a fitness coach, you're not a tennis coach, but you're one of the most important people in this academy. You're always there for me, and for each single one of us when we're going through difficult moments. So, I guess if I can say, you're like a third mom to me. And lastly, Derek and Kennedy, thank you for always being there in the gym, for always helping me when I'm injured. I've found my knee, I guess, and I don't know how you keep up with me and all the others every single day. I guess that will stay a mystery, but thanks a lot. And I want to thank the whole cell block for teaching me what brotherhood really is. Caesar Santiman and the four locals. You guys were like my brothers, but also Cameron, Nico, Nacho, Santi, Tawan, Lucas, and Nick. You really make this year very special. Also the girls, I want to thank you, especially Lucy, Pinto, Julia, Cacho, Adela, and Victoria. We shared good moments that I will never forget. Mama, Papa, you're next. Okay, whatever. Thank you to all of you. Now we need to trust ourselves, and we need to go our own way. And when we go, we will never forget the time we were together. Class of 2018, I'm so happy to be a part of you. Congratulations. Thank you.